looking for me too. Got my best fit on, we're gonna have some fun tonight. Are you ready for a fight? Bring on the wrecking machine, setting your dreams of heaven on fire. Bring on the wrecking machine. Bring on the wrecking machine. Gonna ignite your every desire. Bring on the wrecking machine. For every city you burn, I'm gonna build one higher. Target locked, guns are hot. Full speed ahead. Bang, bang, you're dead. You may think you have a shot to take me down. Victory's mine instead. Got my best fit on, we're gonna have some fun tonight. Are you ready for a fight?
Walk to the dance floor! We got a party going on! Overheat your feet! We're gonna rock their shit!
Bring on the wrecking machine, setting your dreams of heaven on fire. Bring on the wrecking machine. Bring on the wrecking machine. Gonna ignite your every desire. Bring on the wrecking machine. For every city you burn, let it burn, let it burn, let it burn, let it
Warp drive active.
Serious Slander Saturday. 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 Saturday.
Welcome to a serious slander Saturday. Kale has fucked up his mic, so yeah. While we wait, I guess I'll talk to you. We have Malachi here and Kale.
Alright.
Have you worked it out yet, Kale? This is awkward. Apparently, Kale is getting there. Yeah, it's not working in chat. Like, I just can't hear you at all.
So apparently Kale is about as useful as the rest of test.
Oh! What have you done to it? Oh.
Hello. There we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Serious Slander Saturday. Sorry for that. I fucking suck. Sunday edition of Serious Slander Saturday because it was my birthday on Thursday. I got absolutely rat-faced, fucked up my sleeping patterns, and thought that Saturday was Friday. So I apologize for that for those who like to watch the show. With me today, thankfully, I have Mav, the host of Trash Talk Thursday. Thank you very much for saving my ass during that little fuck up there with my audio issues. We also have Malachi, FC of NC. I'm Kale, FC of Test. Today's topics, well, obviously not all the topics. Goons and Initiatives failed test gank during our move up. Over 300 Kikis, I believe, were killed. CCP's future changes and what they said on stream. I was asleep for it, so this is going to be, if you want to pop on and talk about it, please do, because as always, Serious Lander Saturday is always open for you guys to come on and trash it up as much as you feel like it. Yeah, my birthday, whoa! And yeah, whatever else we decide to talk to. So, fuck, where do we want to start? Like you were talking about before, Mav, with the, the gank, and the fact that you were in your Titan at the time. So, you know, shoot, buddy.
Yeah, basically, we were doing a move up to our new deployment, and it got a little bit spicy. We got dropped on by Init initially, and then Goons came as well. Yeah, it was pretty spooky. I don't know if you've got the BR, Kale.
I can pull up the BR, yeah. Now, which BR are we? There are 3 BRs. We have Goon Spin BR, where it's even. We've got our BR, where we're winning. And then we've got Cryo's BR, where he also throws in Brave's fight at the same time to make us look like we got absolutely dunked.
I actually quite liked Cryo's one. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. All right, let me pull up the battle report for this. There we go. It was in a 5IH. So yeah, once again, like I'm still trying to learn this whole OBS. I do apologize. A little while to work out how the fuck to add. Go. Is it screen capture? Is it browser source or is it window capture?
If you want to like do like a browser window, then window capture.
Going to be seeing a lot of shit. Cool. Alright, so yeah, this is the battle report. So basically the story is Tess is on going to go shoot people. To get there, we had to go through a couple of regionals. A couple of our Titans and a bunch of our capitals got tackled by Goon Swarm and Initiative. They were unable to hold the tackle on value. You can see the rags and stuff got away. They didn't get any Titans. They got 3 dreads. So 20, because they were suitcases, so which is why they are a little bit more expensive. Currently, dreads are. So yeah, we lost 27. We'll call it 27 bill. Goons 34.5-ish. What is it? We lost 85 ships. They lost 616. They were losing geekies left, right, and center. Like it was.
Go
it was
to
crazy.
go to the summary tab where it shows you how many of each ship was lost.
Oh yeah. Alright, where are the geekies? I miss geekies.
Yeah.
I went past geekies.
There they
Look for the big
No,
number.
no, no,
Yeah. Remember, it's a bit of a delay. Yeah, 281, 216 loss for 20. That is mental. 22 bombers, purifiers, 10 hound. I was actually they didn't like. How many sabers did they have? I seriously felt like it was just a lack of bubbles.
I
Very
mean, we
distinct.
were always gonna win that fight. Like we had,
Oh,
like
20
we were there. Obviously, like I think Fire turned up, Horde turned up. Like if you go to the involved, it was like there was a lot of people there, right? So regardless of how many dictators they had,
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
still, only 30 dictors when they had the possibility to kill 3 titans, or at least the attempt to if they could get their up in time. I know that I ended up booshing a bubble off one of the titans inside the Kiki fleet, destroyed.
Oh, yeah. yeah, that was really nice actually.
Yeah, it was.
So,
Except
the
I landed next to
system-
their anchor.
So the system before all the Titans got tackled, I was a little bit behind in my Titan, and so I'd walk to the fucking gate, and then I hear that there's a bunch of bubbles up on the other side, and like fucking like Titans tackled, and I'm like, I'm not gonna jump this gate, I'm just gonna fucking warp off, and I end up safe logging in the system before, but like if I wasn't like a jump behind, yeah.
So
I mean,
so for someone who didn't, this is all news to me. What was the setup? Was it just you went through the gate, a couple of dictors decloaked, bubbled, and then in it poured through a wormhole?
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, they've got a pretty quick route from Delve up to where we were in 5A, 5H. So, man,
I think that's the way the Goons went, isn't it?
well, I know the
Yeah,
wormhole
like a
closed
wormhole.
on them, and that kind of fucked them up because it ended up split.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like looking at this timeline, like they take out a couple of mowers. I'm guessing this was, and then yeah, 3 sabers, a bunch of kikis, immune and 2 kikis, immune and a saber and a kiki, immune and a fuck ton of kikis. Scorpion,
Holy
more
fuck.
kikis, another scorpion.
Oh,
more-
those scorpions, dude.
Oh yeah, bunch of capsules, guys. Remember, don't shoot the capsules. Like I know that probably some of the baddies are
Have a look.
listening, but
It was probably them shooting their own.
all smart bombs to get
Smart
the bubbles.
bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's nothing on our side. It's just look, another massive block of key. Then they finally got one of the revs down, which probably
Yeah, I
makes
think
it
it's because
even.
they were mostly shooting like caps. So.
Well, those scorpions are doing great. Like any ECM on
Yeah.
a Kiki is great because once they lose their spool damage, they're not effective. We don't get
Yeah,
me wrong,
for
it's still
sure.
got damage, but nothing there. Yeah, no, that So to give you a bit of a backstory for this. So this happened. So if you're Aussie, this happened about 5-6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Time, at Sydney time. I'd been there for the meeting and I was hungry, so I drove to McDonald's to go grab a 20-pack of nuggies. I went down to the waterfront to eat them. I was sitting there and I was chilling and I'm reading the messages and I'm keeping abreast of everything. And then I get home. As I sit down, there's an all capital ping off. Get every fucking mutant online Titans tackled. I'm like, ah, shit, here we go. They had three. They did actually have three of our Titans tackled. They ended up all getting away and surviving. As I said, I ended up boosting the bubble off the last one and landed in the Kiki fleet, and they freaked out because suddenly there's a Bifrost in the center of them, so I got fucking blapped. But the thing is that the fact that they freaked out and I ended up getting shot by, I think it was quite a few on my kill mail, is damage that they despooled on one of the dreads, and that dread actually survived.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. And see, goons like to set test red, like our FCs, but the problem is, I've talked to them about this, and they don't see it, even though I keep shooting like Luke and stuff, the kill mails, is every goon sees an FC and they want to get on that kill mail, so they will split damage to get a shot off, and that just so you can tank as an FC, like as an enemy FC, you can tank them and actually use this to your advantage. It's like a cat with a laser, you know? It's like, chase the red dot, chase the red dot, chase the red dot.
I hadn't thought about that, and that's even more like bad for Kikis, obviously, because of the sport stuff.
Look at this, look at this block of just Kikis, man. There's like, what is it? It's a capsule and a crucified block of Kiki.
I think this is when they got caught on a gate. Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
When did I... There we go. So that's where I ended up.
Holy shit.
Yeah, about all the way down through the fight, yeah. As I said, I'm happy it was a good death. I boosted off. I saved the Titan, saved the Dread. It was...
I'd be interested to see how many numbers were on each side.
Like, how many participations?
If you scroll to the top, yeah.
Yeah. We had 527 with our allies. I mean, obviously we were outnumbered to begin with because we just tested 163. But even still looking at that BR, even these guys had probably about 200-300 at the beginning before more poured in when they were like, "Oh god, we got Titans tackled." Yeah. Come. We still held our own pretty good watching that timeline. Like, yeah, we still did pretty good. And I got to give it to Sejuk and his Scorpy boys, his ECM. He absolutely fucking loves it. I know he gets a bit of flack, but it definitely comes in handy.
Yeah, he definitely had like a significant impact on that fight, I think. I must admit, I've been screaming for weeks about wanting content, and last night I got my fucking content. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've had so much adrenaline playing this game before. Like, it was honestly one of the most wild things I've done in this game.
And you didn't even jump, and you didn't even take the gate in your Titan.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. Yeah, I think it would have been much worse if... Yeah, I think the spiciest bit was when I logged back into system to take the next jump, and there were like 30 in system with me, like on the gate. I was like, oh god, light the fucking Sino, please.
Fucking spicy. It definitely was. I gotta admit, there was a lot of freaking out on comms. We had like 30 people up there. I know Malachi knows how sometimes.
I'm just really surprised you didn't see it coming. Is it like, I thought everyone has in its pings, season pings, and keeps track of it, right?
Well, from what I can tell, they did a pretty good job. So obviously they had an idea of where we might be going, so they'd spread them out. But there was no ping or anything until the first bubble was lit. But we had we knew this might have happened, which is why it didn't end up being anywhere near as bad as it was. We had a full subcap fleet out, or as full as we could get at the time. We had the subcap fleet out. It was in range of Fire's capital staging, super staging. So Fire was ready. Mist was ready with Horde. Like we were ready for it in case they dropped it, and they did, and we counter dropped it.
So
we only lost 3 dreads.
What you're saying is Fire could have had some Titan kills?
Or some Titan losses, depending how the fight went, yeah.
You said there was a lot of freaking out, but I have to admit, like the people who were actually
In charge
like
were
running the
calm,
thing
yeah.
were very like calm and like just getting on with it.
Oh yeah.
Like Carmen and Sandra like fucking killed it, I must admit.
Well, we got most of our freakouts done during Delve. We're like immune to this shit now. Like even I was sitting there and just I was like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. I was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna grab a Busher. I'll move bubbles. I warp in. There's only one Titan left. He's got one bubble and edge of it. It's like, all right, cool. MWD, jump it out, die. Yeah, I message the Titan pilot. Are you out? Yes, I'm out. All right, cool. My job's done.
Yeah. I think that is kind of what you have to do, because if you freak out and freeze, like you're just gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I think everyone's like most people have got the experience now where you get like. I mean, honestly, who cares about 35 bill or 25? 35 bill worth of kickies or 25 bills. It's pretty much
as long as
loose
those,
change-
as long
loose
as those
change these
Titans
days,
got
right?
out. Yeah, as long as those Titans got
Yeah.
out. That's the main thing. We may not be making dreads anymore because of the industry changes, along with a lot of the other alliances, but all of this, like all the big groups and everything, we've still got a lot cached. So those 3 dread pilots who lost their dreads and their suitcases were SRP'd at 110%. So they even made a little bit on top. They're going to be able to, replace those, get them sorted out, buy them for cheap from the alliance, and then, everything's good. Hashtag already replaced. But I said that to Cryer, and he's like, well, no, because you guys aren't making new dreads. I'm like, yeah, well, neither are you. But if we'd lost the Titans, though, considering the low numbers of Titans at the moment that are for sale, because everyone's grabbing them because they're not being made, would have been a little bit more spicier to replace, I think.
Yeah, that I think we could have lost like 1 or 2 there. If we'd lost all of them, that would have been really bad. The market's really fucked.
Yeah, well, this is like, I think, and if there are any industry guys in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. I've been told by one of the industry guys in my corp that it cost like a 100 bill to basically make a super. So there's no with the current changes. So there's no point in making them when you're only going to be selling them for 30 to 40. So it's like, I don't know. It's probably the same with the dreads. It's same with the Titans. Definitely, I know Titans cost more to make than they are to sell. So it's like, yeah, no one's making anything. Why the fuck have I still got Carmen and Cryo's pictures? They didn't show up. They don't get that.
I was about to ask.
It's still up there from last one. If you got yours, Mav, I'll stick it up there. You want to send it?
Nah, it's all good. I must admit though, one of my favorite things to do on the Thursday show when it's like quiet on my end and like everyone's just like chatting shit is to like fuck with the like the scene and like drag people up and like make them spin and stuff.
But yeah, no. So it was definitely a very interesting and very spicy morning for
A comment scene.
So tell me. Oh, come on. So tell me about the actual deployment. Like, where were you going and what were you doing?
You got our pings, don't you, Malachi?
Everyone does, doesn't they?
I just haven't been paying attention. It's probably the trick there. Too busy banking rum.
Oh, hey.
I'll talk about it.
Bro, when next time we do one of those Korean barbecue things in Sydney, like you definitely got to bring some of that. I want to try your homemade rum.
It's getting good. Made 8 liters today.
Jesus Christ! But yeah, look, we're joined by Carmen. He's one of our military directors. We were just talking about this morning when, I guess, afternoon for you, when we the whole shenanigans during the move ops and looking through the battle report and stuff, picking it apart. Like, how do you think it went, Carmen?
Fucking great.
Yeah.
It's a great start to our deployment. They brought 400 dudes to come and jump on our move off, and they killed 3 dreads and got absolutely giga-fucked.
I was also saying the dread pilots have already been reimbursed. Probably well on the way to hashtag already replaced.
Yeah, they got paid out within less than an hour of it down. All the ships in the SMA paid for as well. Just I think we paid like 110% SRP for all that stuff, just to fucking give the boys a shout for bringing the fight. It was great.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, we had a fucking great fight. You know, like that was honestly the best thing that could have happened to start the point. We got a fucking massive brawl and we kicked the ever-living shit out of Darkshines. You can't ask for more than that. You just can't.
Of course, you're focused on fucking Darkshines being there.
Look, if anyone's got a bat phone to Darkshines, message him. Tell him he's welcome on the show. I'd love to hear a rebuttal.
The guy
I've
talks a
tried
big
to
game,
get
but then when it
Dark,
really
yeah.
comes down to it, he's just total dog shit.
Oh my god.
Did someone?
I've tried so many times to get him on one of the shows. He
He
won't.
ain't gonna come, man. He's fucking scared. That's why.
Did someone kill Darkshines in his Marauder this week as well? In Fountain?
Oh really?
Yeah, I've got the kill mail here somewhere. I'll link it. So it was
Nice.
kind of funny.
But yeah, that whole brawl was pretty fucking good. Like I honestly I thought it was gonna go a lot worse for us than it did, but Sandra
Yeah.
pulled out the big dub.
Yeah, it was I jumped in. I was in a Busha. I saw a bubble next to the last Titan. I've booshed the bubble off them, landed in the middle of the Kikis, got wrecked, and went job complete and just logged off. For the follow, mate. So where did you post that battle report? Not the battle report. Or are you still looking for it, Malachi?
I'm still scrolling up.
Darkshines probably loses a lot, so
Oh my god.
Maybe I was imagining it.
He spends a lot of time docked, to be honest.
But yeah, it was definitely a spicy. I think it's definitely going to help with the morale and get more people interested. I know that we got a dread today too during the AUTZ. I think Big Pops.
Yeah. Let me find Ezekiel for that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Jeremy?
Yeah, Big Pops went out with a small group and baited him. Then he pinged Jeremy to bring the Alliance fleet. So, joint effort, kudos to Big Pops and, Jeremy. Sadly, it's not First Blood. We already had that on the move op, but it's definitely First Blood for the non-move op deployment.
I posted the Ezekiel in the chat.
There you go, let's go. So if you check Ezekiel, Mav just posted this. Okay, so this is the Phoenix. What could possibly go wrong? Well, mate, you blew up. That's what went wrong. You chased a couple of... What even were they in? It was just a small nano gang that they were running around with. Raptors.
I think, he walked to the gate to try and, fight them, and, it went well for him.
Shoot it to me, Malachi. We've got the only mods can post links because of Twitch bots.
I honestly wish that you could still see the link as a mod. That would be kind of useful.
Was that the pod he was in when he got when they blew it up, was it?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know, it just popped up in one of our co-ord channels. I thought
There it is. There's the Paladin.
Should add that to the battle report, even it out a bit.
So there's the Paladin kill mail, valued on Z-Kill at 4.1 bill, and they potted him. Then they potted him, valued at 3.7.
Asclepians.
Yeah, that's an 8 bill loss there. Darkshines boy, that's got to sting a little bit. But,
How much SRP do you reckon you guys for that? Do you reckon it's 100%, 50%?
I thought it was 25%. Have they gone back up since the war? Have they? Oh, well, then again, I guess he's their military person, so he probably just pulls it out of the wallet.
Same as Carmen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, hey, if you're not dipping from the wallet, what are you doing in a position of power, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do buy a lot of stuff, but it's normally stuff to give to other people or to use for the Alliance. I so rarely buy stuff for myself, even with my own money nowadays.
Well, we all know that the way Carmen makes money is he produces bash ammo and then goes and shoots structures and sells it to the fleet. That's how Carmen keeps his 1% status.
Yeah, because like what happens is after you've killed the structure and you salvage it, you actually get like minerals out of it too, and you can use the minerals to build more ammo. So you haven't even got to pay, like you've mined it yourself. You haven't got to pay the production
Oh
cost of
my
ammo.
god.
It's fucking pure profit, dude.
Oh Jesus!
Like, you think I'm joking? I've got fucking Tech 1 ammo BPOs like sitting in my hangar, like fucking max research ones, dude.
Oh,
So I think in its SRP is like 30% at the moment, something like that. It's not very high.
I think it's like 50% for DPS ships.
I guess if you include insurance as well.
Right, it's been like that for a while. That's the last I heard. I don't know if it's changed recently. Probably hasn't. They're still poor as fuck.
yeah, I know it went down during the war because of just the amount they were losing.
Yeah, there was one point they were paying like 25% SRP for Ravens, I think. That was big Pepega.
A bit Pepega.
Who bombed all the init Serbs this week?
That was Sandrin and Diva.
Did catch that video. That was good to see.
Yeah, Sandra
Yeah,
posted it all over Test Discord. I was like, mate, you just love to see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a real shame that Test hasn't got any good bomber FCs left after VPN left.
God fucking damn it.
Where did they go?
It was Horde.
Oh, they went forward.
Oh, you're still in Pappy. Jesus.
Happy's a dead old man. Get with the times.
Did you? I caught 2 seconds of the fucking meta show and just skipped to some random fucking timestamp in it, and it was Mittens like fucking raging that BR report of your move up was evidence, was that the blue donut still exists. You fucking hypocrites.
Oh my god.
So, someone said to me the other day that, and I'm pretty sure it's an actual quote what they said. When I say Pappy, what I actually mean is just all of the people that don't like goons.
Yeah, let me find. It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah, which is just explains a lot. Like,
Yeah. Just,
you can put whatever label you like on it. Shockingly, there's a fucking lot of people in the game that don't like goons in it. Put whatever label you want on it, it's the same fucking thing. They just don't like you because you're pricks.
Holy fuck.
Carmen, mate. Jesus, he's the boxing gloves are off. He's bare knuckling.
Yeah.
Well, no. See, I can't even. I don't even want to jump on and check the INN stuff. I used to hop on and just like banter with the chat, and then one meta show, Matani just banned me. I got banned by a mod once.
Really?
Yeah. So the story is, I got banned by a mod once because I was just, I was shit talk. I wasn't rude. As a streamer myself, I don't want to be rude to other streamers because, at the end of the day, even if we are at war, we are fighting each other. We're still people, and we're still just trying to do something we like to do. So, I was in there and I was bantering a bit, shit talking. Oh yeah, what happened to when you guys said this? Ha ha ha! Oh, we dunked you on this battle report. Rah rah rah! And I got banned by a mod. So I messaged Brisk. Brisk is a pretty baller bloke. I haven't had any issues with him personally. And he got me unbanned, and he talked to the mods, and he's like, "Yeah, look, he's a good bloke. He's just shit talking. He's not being rude." Like, all right, cheers, mate. So anyway, I jumped onto one of the meta shows, and I was, I think Muskie was in that one too, and I was derailing the conversation by talking about Matani's X-wing miniatures. Because he's on a middle of a triade. I was like, oh, hey, Matani at Brisk, is that X-Wing miniatures behind him? And then, like, he just stops mid-rant. He's like, oh, yeah, I really like your figures. I've got this one. And anyway, then they started...
Then he banned you?
No, then they started talking about keep stars. And I was like, oh, what happened to We Will Bleed on every keep star? And I'll see him look at the camera, and he looks to the side, and then suddenly you are banned, and he looks at the camera and smiles. And I was like, okay, here we go. What happened to the narrative of, you guys don't ban anyone unless they're toxic. It's only us who bans goons for no reason. I messaged Brisk and I'm like, bro, I got banned again. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's Matani. I can't actually do anything if it's my boss who's banned you. And I was like, wow.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, look, I don't care, man. I've been caught out in the meta show. I've been banned from Imperial News Network by Matani himself, like to me, those are awards of obviously I'm doing the right thing.
Free baby.
I think he still doesn't know who I am. I'm pretty proud of that, to be honest with you. I haven't had one call out.
Really? Still?
Yeah. I didn't think so. I didn't really watch the Meta show, right? Because it's pretty
Fair.
grating to watch, I have found.
Yeah.
That's why
Well, one of my
you've got to
favourite-
watch the you go on. So this is one of the good things of r/Eve, and yes, ladies and gentlemen of the stream, there are some good things on our Eve subreddit. Is the meta show in a nutshell posts where the guy just goes through, dot points it, and you don't have to watch the 2 hours. You can just go, okay, he screamed at this, he screamed at that, he blamed this, he blamed that, he went off on the engine. All right, cool, nothing important.
One of my favorite kind of, like, I'm not going to say episodes, but like during the war, we were watching the meta show and Pappy poured. It was me, Shattered, and some other people. And for some fucking reason, it was Hate Brave Day on the meta show. And they were going fucking ham on Shattered. And he decided to take a shot every time they said his name. And by the end of it, he was fucking wasted. It was the same episode where they were like called Brave Karens and shit. And like, yeah.
That was actually pretty funny. Because obviously, like, pretty much, like, I think most of the, like, meta shows and firesides, like, we often had someone there, like, just live streaming it to, like, the Pappy FC comms, and we had, like, 50 people just sat there listening to it.
Yeah.
And people just fucking losing their shit. Like, there was parts where I was just, like, laughing so hard I was crying. Like, I could barely breathe in parts of just how ridiculous it was. Those are some good days, man.
It was good. I remember that. That was good. Oh,
I think my favorite thing I ever saw on the fucking meta show was it was when Matani was kicking off about how goons are like best friends to their allies and worst enemies to their enemies. And someone put in the chat like, if you're such good friends, why does everyone hate you? And then they got banned from the chat.
if they're such good friends, what
That's
happened to
amazing.
Siberia? What happened to Sib Squad when we were burning their space down? I don't think we saw any goon fleets show up.
Yeah, and all other ones like Ranger Regiment, fucking FXR, Dracaris, like all of them just didn't do anything to help them at all.
If it's not initiative and if it's not half the time, then you don't matter.
But what about Red Alliance? They were supposed to be goon allies. They didn't do anything for them at all during the war. Like literally nothing.
Do you remember when?
I didn't think.
Did you hear the recording when RA announced on their TeamSpeak that, because they still use TeamSpeak, that they were joining Imperium and they had Matani jump on?
Oh man, that was great.
Yeah.
Like they did the whole announcement because they're like, "Yeah, the Stain Russians have joined us in the war," and I'm sat there like, "Is that a good thing for you?" Like I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Don, you got a point. The meta show is to create content, but it does get a little bit on the.
It's just a propaganda machine, right? Like that's the only it's the only intended purpose of it. Like it's not for people who aren't in Imperium. It's purely for people in the Imperium to just get their daily dose of the state spin, basically.
So it's Fox News, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
yeah, it's the Murdoch media.
And that's a
except
comment on
somehow worse.
and that's a comment on the people who watch it, right? Not on the actual fucking media.
Yeah, for those who don't know what Fox News is, it's essentially Murdoch media. It's the liberals are amazing. Look at our prime minister off in Hawaii while our country's on fire. What a top bloke. We really need a Sapo. We need Sapo or someone to make it like an official, test news network or something. Get some kind of show
News
going.
Network.
Well, look, maybe not test news network. It could be news from the Dino Cave or something like that. Like you can fuck around with it and just make a mad parody. I reckon it'd be absolutely hilarious. There's a couple of high command members who I think if we get a couple of Malachi's rums into them would be absolutely hilarious on comms, and it'd be a fun time. / Eve needs closing down. Oh yeah, it needs to be taken out back and shot. All right, so we've talked about the move up gank.
Sorry, one more question about that, Carl.
Oh yeah.
While Carmen's here. So, what is the deployment, and who the fuck deploys like 7 days before Christmas?
Because we were bored, basically. Like, we just didn't have anything to do. Like, it wasn't really a
Surely-
great reason to leave it any longer. So,
Surely you do it after the festive season, right? Like, come on.
well, you know,
I'm bored, dude. I need content.
people out running fleets, like, you know, pretty much non-stop, I would say, you know, since we moved down there. So, the point of it is just to have fun. You know, we're not invading anyone. We're not trying to take any space or anything. So if we can go down there a couple of weeks early and just run some more fleets and have some more fun, then, you know, why wouldn't you?
So where'd you go? I don't even know where you went.
So we moved down to Faith Fabulous, to NX5W in Faith Fabulous, and pretty much we're just going to go down there and do our best to kick shit out of Red Alliance.
Yeah, okay.
They kind of backstabbed us during the war, and we couldn't really do much about it at the time, but now we have a bit of spare time, we can do something about it, so we're just going to go and make their lives miserable for a little while.
Red Alliance is next.
Red Alliance is now. Test is always next.
Yeah, cool. Oh, hope you get heaps of content out of it. It's a weird time zone, isn't it, for you guys? Aren't they like fucking full Russian?
Well, that's actually the weirdest part, because like Red Alliance is primarily Russian, so it's a lot of kind of EU time zone stuff. But all of their timers are actually set to US time zone. So there should actually be quite a lot of US time zone content down there, I suppose, if someone actually defends those timers. But also, out of the blue as well, are just beginning to move into OMIST. And they're also like a US time zone heavy alliance, I believe. So we've kind of like had some criticism for a lot of years in test where we've never really run any of our big campaigns have ever been like heavily in the US time zone, at least before kind of the big war with Goons. Before that, we pretty much never really had any meaningful content in US time zone at all. So this deployment actually should have quite a lot of stuff in US time zone. So hopefully should be good for the US bros.
Rising upside down tiers. We got AOM down there we can play with. And I know that sometimes the early Russians are awake during the AU because I've hit a couple of jump bridges before and they've showed up to our fighters. So hopefully we can get some content as well in the AUTZ.
There's just loads of stuff to do down there, you know? Like, there's AUTZ content, there's EU content, there's US content, there's small-scale stuff, there's big-scale stuff, there's, you know, blobs dropping in shit to do. There's just loads of stuff to do down there, you know? It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
A lot of jump bridges to shoot. Fuck. I think, Malachi, that's where you, Star, and we ended up getting most of our AUTZ content was shooting jump bridges in Delve, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, initially it was a great source of content, and then it kind of dried up there once
Yep.
the gigs up. It's
Yeah, they stopped coming. Yeah. Oh, do you remember the SAC fleet? We had the you were like, I'll bring a tackle fleet. It's like, all right, I'll bring Blarpies. They bring the SACs in with their faxes, and we nuked them.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing Eve's missing, right? Is the casual content generator needs more of it.
Yeah, it's just the changes in the prices. Risk versus reward starts, you know, the reward's going down, the risk is getting higher. You're putting more money on the field that can get destroyed by, you know,
Yeah. And it gets into the
score.
It's not even really that that's the problem, I don't think.
No, it's the Citadel like it's the things that take away casual content, right?
Yeah,
That have vanished over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest problem right now is the jump bridges, to be honest with you. Like, people can get around so quickly with big alliances, jump bridge networks, and then go so far so quickly that pretty much there isn't really any opportunities to have like small scale local content, because pretty much any fight anywhere can very, very quickly turn into just like 1,000 people, because everyone can just pile massive fleets through the jump bridges and be there in like fucking 10 gates halfway across the map, you know?
But we all know if it's not jump bridges, it's wormholes, or you know.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, just the ability for big alliances to force project so far away so easily, it just stops any kind of meaningful mid-scale content, because It's kind of like the same issue we used to have with caps, right? Where it's like you couldn't really be using dreads too much because fucking PL could just jump 10 mids in like 3 minutes, kind of thing, to jump on you.
Yeah.
Except it's just subcaps now, just big girthy subcap fleets can just fucking. If you go and start fighting Curse, goons can be there with like 300 people inside 15 minutes, right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, once tie-dye kicks in, you're fucked.
Obviously, we do the same as well. I mean, any alliance that isn't doing it is just kicking themselves in the face by not using the mechanics that are there. But it's absolutely stupid how far you can bring big fleets and how quickly you can do it.
Yeah, it's force projection is always a problem, right? Whether it's 250 kikis or
I think the
250
kikis
hacks.
I think the kikis are fine in that instance. They're like they obviously brought kikis through the wormhole and not hacks because you wouldn't get away with doing that with the mass, right?
Yeah, you can't fit many hacks in an unidentified wormhole.
If they'd been able to fit an entire hack fleet through that wormhole, I think we'd be having a totally different conversation about that.
But the problem with kikis, right, is that there's not even a ship at that size that becomes comparable for doing it's the Swiss Army knife, right? It does it all for that ship class destroyer size, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it depends what you want to do. There's some stuff that other destroyers are better at.
Jackdaw's probably better if you're just countering kikis straight up, right? But
Goons have had a lot of luck with their kestrels. They're cheap and they swarm and just shred through a kiki.
Oh yeah.
And they're a dime a dozen.
Like trade, yeah.
The thing is, right, that's a counter that works really well if you can form 100 people in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can gigaform loads of people really fast, it works real good. If you have to work with smaller numbers, which a lot of the other alliances do, because they're just not the enormous size that goons are, you kind of have to do some stuff a bit differently.
If you can flash form a full fleet, it doesn't really matter what the doctrine is.
Yeah,
I honestly forgot how fast goons could form. Like during the war, seeing the ping go out and seeing them undock within 2 minutes with 120 dudes, and just thinking I don't know any other alliance who can do that.
It's because their alliance is fucking 35,000 people or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If other alliances were 5 times as big as they were, they'd be able to do that too. Goons are just bigger than everyone else. That's why they can do that.
I mean, during that war, right, when we put the public shared Discord in place, we could do the same. But once you had trying to coordinate disparate groups through multiple fucking platforms was horrendous. But if you're all centered,
I still don't think it was as effective. The Pappy, when you ping out that, it still wasn't as many, and it wasn't as fast, and you got into the politics of the different alliances, and I won't fly under that FC, and
there's a whole bunch of cunts who won't join my fleets because I'm an arsehole, but that's just the
just
the way it is.
No,
right?
Never, mate. You're a fucking angel.
Man, I still remember that fucking move up. Holy shit.
Which one?
Which one?
The one that Suad was running.
Oh,
Suaz, sorry.
Evacing on day one of
and you fucking
stupid fucking announcement.
Yeah, and you fucking join and you're like, you fucking cunts, get into my fleet now, you fucking cowards, you're not moving anywhere.
It's priceless.
It was pretty funny.
Yes.
I think I might. Did I kick you off comms once, Carmen?
Yeah. So.
God damn, Mal. I don't think I've been kicked off comms by you, Malachi, so I think I'm doing something right or something wrong. I'm just trying to work that one out.
You should try being on my corpse Discord, man. It's I don't like what you had for breakfast, kick.
So actually, before I joined Test again, because I was in Test before with Roro, Sadruk's Corp, and then I won Eve for a while, and I came back with my mate Amarina, and I
wonder if those things may be related.
Yeah, well, VDD was one of the options we were looking at actually, because we were looking for a corpse where we could get
bunch of cunts.
Yeah, fucking rat bastards, right? So it would have been interesting to see what happened if, how things would have gone if we just went that route instead of Omega. They said he's fucking quit now and left me fucking iron. Oh, bye, Carmen.
Bye, Carmen.
Yeah, VDD's just gone from. It's interesting. Yeah, VDD's a real interesting corp these days. Like, there's a whole bunch of old school experienced people who have no real need to grind disk, no need to mine, no need to play this game apart from the type of content they like.
I fucked up every time I won Eve was during one of the gold booms, so I've got like no risk. So I try to play the way I like to play, but I think I ended up making 7 billion to go into Delve War, hitting like net zero across all my accounts. YOLOing a couple of capitals into fights that I knew that they'd get destroyed in just for the SRP and insurance, and then living off that for a while.
Yeah. Hashtag no pause.
Yeah, I know, right? Crazy, man. I remember Titans being a something that the entire alliance would get together and create a niche. Oh, you want to get a Titan pilot? Then you can get to this point and get this much money. We'll give you the skill book and this much ISK to go towards a Titan. But you've got to use it for the alliance and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was back when plexes were like 300 million, though, Mav.
I mean,
Wait,
VDD.
what?
Yeah.
One Plex was 300 million? Or is this like when Plex was different, though?
This is when Plex was a card, yeah. Just the one Plex was like 300. And then, well, Plex, even when they split it, like Plex ended up going up to a bill 1.3. And then they did the split it to 500 thing. And it didn't really lose its value.
Makes sense.
I've got a mate of mine who bought a crap ton of Plex back when it was really cheap. So if he ever jumps back on, he's got like trillions of Plex sitting, like trillions of ISK and Plex just sitting there because he was making about, so back then he was making about 10, 20 bill a week in a wormhole, and he'd put half of it into Plex.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. He put half of it into Plex, so he was buying, 10, 20 Plex a week for, I think it was like 6 months or something he was in there, so he's sitting on a shit ton. That's if he ever decides to come back and play, though. That's the thing. So yeah, did any of you guys actually watch CCP stream with the?
I watched the end.
I read a Reddit article about it.
Fucking Reddit. Yeah, it was a dicky time for us, wasn't it, Malachi? It was fucking 5, 6 in the morning. I think the stream was.
Yeah.
It was like 6 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, so it was about 4 or 5 in the morning for us. So.
I read the dev blog that they'd been kind of spouting a dev blog coming soon, explaining the future, and it was pretty lackluster, if you ask me.
What did you think about the mention of citadels and specifically like how you want to Citadel post though?
I think it's good. It's just that like they listed too much stuff. Like they went,
yeah,
it's taken us 2 years to get through scarcity, adjust some mining quantities, adjust some ship stats, and it's taken 2 years to do that. So to then see a post listing like 30 different things that are all going to take 2 years each, yeah, like it should have been a much narrower focus for like what is coming immediately next. It seemed to me very much like it was here's your wish list to placate you, and it's not really a plan, right?
Yeah, I agree with you that it's hard to trust like how trust that like carrot that they've dangled is actually a carrot. Like yeah,
whether it's fresh or filled with worms, yeah.
Like,
it's just opening it up again, but there's just so like what was it, like 15 topics covered in it?
Yeah, it was
I am happy that they did mention the fact that due to the feedback of a lot of FCs across the entirety of New Eden, they're going to be looking at Citadel mechanics. So that was one thing that kind of made me hope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to like them actually evaluating that. I don't know what they'll do, but hopefully they do something.
If they don't for me personally, if they don't accelerate the speed with which the game ecosystem and geopolitical map can change, like if that doesn't accelerate, yeah, I think they're missing the mark. The game consequences need to arrive much faster than they currently do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, tie-dye mechanics with Sov and stuff needs. Oh,
Well, didn't they say that in the I've just got this post open again, right? Areas of focus: compression, Rorquals, capitals, citadels, sovereignty, Eve Academy, technical foundation changes. There's not that much there, but then you go like capitals, citadels, and sovereignty. You know, they're probably year-long projects each, right?
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
it's
huge
not
amount of
something
stuff.
it's not something you can change overnight. You need to look at every nuance of it, everything that's happening that has happened in the past. Like, yeah, changing Sov mechanics is not something you just want to be like, oh, let's see if this works and throw it at the wall.
Fucking hell, can you imagine?
Oh man, can you just can you imagine if they just fucked it and everyone that self-destructs all iHubs and TCUs and just makes fucking nullsec not even Sov held anymore?
Mhm. Here's a genius idea. Here's my genius or retarded idea for the week, Carl.
Here we go.
Sh-
All right, I'm getting ready to make the poll for the chat. 1 second.
Should Sov, like, this is a real simple way to just decrease the amount of fuckery. Should Sov be constellation based rather than system based?
Ooh.
Like,
So it kind of already is to an extent, right?
well, it is in the sense that you reinforce an iHub and then it's played out across the whole constellation. But how about you
Yeah.
have one fight for a constellation, right? And whoever wins that fight owns the whole constellation. And you can and forgetting the mechanics, right? It's just some way to cut down the amount of fucking bullshit in this
Yeah.
game, right?
I think it would be good, for sure. Like speeding up Solve.
And here's another, and this is probably too fast for poor KAELS poll creation skills. That maybe you make Sov so you can only attack the edge of it. So, for example, you would either have to take Sov from where it connects to NPC space, or to high sec space, or to someone
Regionals.
else's
Yeah.
Sov. So, yeah, I think that'd be like some way to speed it up, but force it to be. It's got to be down this avenue, and then it's
That would be interesting.
It would be, but I think the problem with that is you'd end up with a lot of the large alliances basically sitting a Keepstar on the iHub in those systems. It wouldn't be a bad idea if they changed the way Citadels work so they couldn't just Skynet a shit ton of supers over their iHubs, but
We discussed this a lot on the Thursday show, actually, like Citadel placement.
yeah. I still think you should only be able to have one friendly and one enemy Keepstar per system.
Yeah, agreed.
But the problem
it's
with
hard
that
to
though
like
is
the like friendly and enemy like balance. That's hard to
you can't do
because
that.
you could
the problem is you could just make another alliance and then stick a Keepstar, and make another alliance and stick a Keepstar, and unless CCP actually goes, well, hey, these 5 alliances in this one system are all you.
it wouldn't really work.
Yeah. There's other ways to do it. There's so many ways to skin a cat, right? But I think last time I was on the show, I was talking about is just understanding what the overall objective is. What is the goal you're working towards? Being able to go, like, do you want change to be faster and more dynamic, or do you want it to be more like defenders advantage should be stronger or weaker? Like, there's just no definition of what they think the healthy state of the game is.
Yeah, there's
So you
20,000 people playing Eve, and each one of those have got their own ID.
Yeah, and you can speculate over mechanics and all that kind of thing. But I mean, what I'd be doing from a design perspective is going, what's the overall objective you're trying to achieve here, guys? And let's agree on that before you start, nerf Munins, do this, do that. Yeah, I think that's the That's got to be the trick with all of it, right?
Yeah. It's
'Cause I think the thing out of like High's post was it was very it's yeah. I think you've got to define that piece, right? Like otherwise you change a bunch of values, right? And you still haven't solved the overarching objective problem.
You know, I feel you there. It's tricky. Yeah, I think ADCs. I don't know if you've watched the YouTube links for the previous shows, but the hack meta and ways it could be changed has been talked about a lot. I think it's talked a lot about in all the shows. But look, you're right there. It's definitely tricky. Like you don't want to nerf defender strength so much that when you're the defender, you're like, oh fuck, why the hell did we push for this? This is stupid. We can't, our space. But you don't want to make it too strong where, as we saw, trying to bash our heads against the 1D2 constellation was just next to impossible.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't. I'm not even too. I'm not even too bothered about that because that's the specific instance there, right? Because it's still got to be. If it was fast and dynamic, faster and more dynamic, then that wouldn't be a problem because you'd be dealing with spot fires everywhere. And like the faster and more dynamic it is, the harder it is to control such a massive empire. Whether it's whatever fucking group I play for, I don't even know what they call themselves anymore, but NCPL,
NC
Horde, yeah, PanFam. I guess that's the old school term, right?
I think that's what you still use.
Or Goons or Fireco or whatever. It's designing systems that make it harder to run big empires. I think wealth should be fleeting, and like I think you need to agree on a set of parameters of what you're trying to achieve in that space. And I think breaking up the big groups by making it harder, not easier, is the right way to go.
Yeah, the problem is as soon as you do something like that, you're going to get loud, even if it is a minority. We know from a lot of situations, a minority is usually the loudest. Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see how things go. I'm hopeful that the changes that they're looking at will actually be beneficial in the long run. Yeah, see, what just Don said in chat, something I've said a few times actually. I'd like to see tether as like a PDS module that will tether whatever's in range, but have like a 5-minute cooldown. So if you break tether, you got to wait until someone can cycle the module again. Only problem with that is it doesn't work with small groups where they don't have many people they can trust with gunning Orions. So it's a balance.
Had someone on the Thursday show have the idea of like tether. So basically, they were talking about how tether existed so that Titans could bridge, and how you can remove tether but have like this kind of deployable object. Basically, they came up with pauses again, right? But
or just fit a bridge mod on the fucking Citadel, right?
Well, I'd like to see.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Instead of it being a combat timer before you can tether, make it a logout timer.
Yeah, I think that's the real easy solution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it 15 minutes instead of 1 minute, and then it really changes your view of the world, right?
I mean, you can still dock after the combat timer, but you're no longer in space as a threat. If you're like, oh shit, I better dock.
Yeah, there's a few. I've had other dumb. I mean, I'm always having dumb ideas, and I try and filter it just to the ones I like and think are good. But like Citadel should have just been passive.
Yeah, they definitely they tried to make mixed stations and pauses together.
Yeah, and probably more in the sense that they should probably give you like really good command bonuses or something like that, or unique command bonuses, rather than trying to be another weapon on the battlefield. Is that they should give the owner some substantial, better armor links than you can get on a command ship or something like that. Who knows though?
Would be interesting. Sorry, I was scarfing down some red frogs. Picked them up from the 7-Eleven this morning on my buggy run. Yeah, no, there's a lot of things. It's going to be interesting. I'd like to see a panel be put forth. Grab each of the military directors from each of the alliances and groups, and just write up a proposal of ideas and changes that they'd like to see, and send it to CCP.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. I think that overarching piece, right? That's the one you should be trying to get from people. It's a bit of what High's post was really about, right? It was a whole bunch of FCs going, "This is what annoys us.
Mm.
This would be the kind of thing we like." But I think you've got to agree, like, yeah, how fast should citadels die? How many should you be able to put in a system? How many Astras can you spam?
Like, well, I know why they put the damage cap onto structures, and I think it's a good idea because the larger groups who can just drop 300-400 fucking titans, you don't want them to instantly be able to blap a structure in one cycle and fuck off before you can even get ready for them.
But it's a bit of a fallacy there, right? In that the larger group's going to kill it either way, whether it just fucking instantly vaporizes or.
Oh yeah, well, but it's a difference between like doing a nano flyby and dunking it before they can even spawns. Well, it's even if you are defending, like even if it's going to take them 25 minutes to break through it, that still gives the defenders 25 minutes to try to get some kills instead of them just rocking up one, cycling it, getting rid of bubbles and then fucking off.
Yeah, but what's the it's going to die anyway, right?
Well, see, that's why that's why I said not just the big alliances. That's why I said all the alliances and the corporations and stuff. Like they need to get representation from like one of their FC. I'm not just talking Goons and NC and Horde and Test and all that. Like I'm talking about all the smaller alliances out there, the smaller null sec groups, all that kind of stuff. Even the low sec groups as well, because low sec structures also have a big effect as well. This isn't something that just affects Null. This is something that affects Eve.
Yeah, agreed. I was just referring to what you were saying about the damage caps, right? Like I don't see that personally. Don't see it as damage caps are a horrible solution. If the thing's gonna die, just let it fucking die, right? Like in all my experience, I don't think the damage cap has ever saved something that was going to die anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to do the reinforcement, right?
Yeah.
And whether that happens instantly or not, there's still going to be the next timer where you've had your 3 days notice or whatever to turn up and defend at that time. We know that any timer can be ground through if you're willing to suicide into it.
1 trillion of battleships for the NPC keep stars. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like there's a specific bit of gameplay there where you can just suicide into something till it dies, right? You see whatever that low sec one was a week or two ago where they're just throwing Tristans or some shit at it and then at the end put a dread on it to make sure it dies. What was that? They lost like 450 Tristans or something to kill an onlining Astra in some low sec system.
Bloody man, low sec's the Wild West. I tell you what, they say it's null sec, but no, we're a lot more civilized than they are in low sec. I don't know. There's a lot of things, and everyone's going to have their own views and ideas based on experience and stuff. It's just, in the end, it comes down to what CCP decides. Because as much as we can sit there and talk to them and tell them, "Hey, this is what we think. This is what we want. This is what we see," as the the designers of the game, as the who roll out the patches and everything, it always falls down to them what they actually push through, regardless of what we as players think.
I just want to ask the dude in chat a question. Dravelhorn, what is the real issue? It's an interesting one, right? Yeah, it's an interesting. What is the real issue? Or is it just that there's a whole bunch of bit of vets that are getting over Eve?
It's the end of scarcity. Scarcity, how the fuck you pronounce that word?
Did scarcity end?
I don't know, did it? I don't feel like it has.
Scarcity is obviously a really big issue, but I don't think we should like hyper focus on it. Like it's obviously a huge issue, but Citadels have also had like a huge impact on the way like the FCs and like by extension like their line members play the game. And there's definitely some very unhealthy mechanics in there that I think it's good that the CCP acknowledged that and start kind of changing.
Keepstar DDs are
Look,
perfect.
Dravel, if you want to hop on the show, man, like this isn't an attack or anything. Like this is an actual genuine invitation. If you want to hop on the show and chat, dude, we'd love to hear your opinions and your questions. As I said, it's an open floor. It's available to anyone who wants to hop on. This isn't an echo chamber. So if you want to hop on, dude, just let me know and we'll drag you in. You can have your piece and we can have a discussion.
Fuck me, on the Thursday show we did this, Kale, and we ended up with some like high sec Care Bear who just kept saying like I love Orca. Like
Yes.
it was wild.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
He
look,
was fucking so wasted. It was hilarious.
look, man,
He was
it's great to. This is one of the things I love about this kind of format for the show. Is it's great to just get people on to have a chat. You know? Like it's awesome because I haven't done everything. I don't think there's anyone who has played Eve who can say with the way that everything keeps evolving, who can say at this point in time, I have done everything. Everything's changed from when they've. So having low seckers on, having high seckers on, it's great having a discussion and seeing how it affects them. Like I've been noble since I've started playing, so.
Travel, it's in the new Eden post if you join Drag Me, and then we can drag you.
There you go, mate. I put the direct link to the Drag Me channel into the Twitch chat. I just said like because we've had gankers on, we've had miners from like high sec, null sec, low sec jump on before. It's really great just to hear their views and the way that things affect them, because the way it affects us, and we're like, oh, this is going to fuck us up because it's all null sec's going to be affected like this, and then they come in from low sec or high sec and they're like, oh well, this actually doesn't affect us that way because of these mechanics. It affects us like this. And it's like, okay, it comes from a completely different angle that I've never thought about before because it's never been something that's affected me. Still, not being able to use bubbles in low sec still always fucks me up. Quickly, bubble them! It's low sec. Shit!
Yeah.
What about you, Malachi? Do you have much issues when you go down to low sec?
My big issue is high sec, because I'm just so used to shooting anything that's on my overview that like I'll be traveling through low sec and go through a high sec system and I'm like, oh holy fuck, there's a Fenrir on the gate, I'm shooting it, tackle it.
Yeah, and then you make sure to set green. Yeah.
And war decks. I'm shit when it comes to war decks. I've lost so much retarded shit undocking in high sec. Like, oh, there's a war deck, and oh yeah.
The amount of times I've been dead before I've even cleared the undocking mechanism back in the day because just Aussie lag. I'd undock to go on my insta warp, and I'm in a pod, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Ticket to CCP, get it reimbursed, wait until the war deck's over, or CCP's pretty good about that stuff. Like, if you get or at least back in the day, if you're an Aussie and you got insta-black because of just how long it takes that black's fucking screen to swap to show you, your modules and stuff. They were pretty good with reimbursing us.
Yeah, I can remember getting a couple of things back in the day. I didn't get my Iteron 5 full of all my stuff. Like, I'm a third week of playing the game back, but I've done all right. I've done all right.
I remember filling up a Hulk with all of my worldly possessions and trying to join Convicted in the North back in like 2012 and just getting destroyed on a gate camp because I hadn't done that kind of shit before, so and losing everything that I owned. I was like, oh man.
Dravel's saying he's in channel, but I don't see him in channel.
I think I just Dravel, are you that you in chat now with us?
He's got to set a push to talk, I think.
Yeah, it's push to talk, mate. You gotta set your settings up.
Gets me every time.
That's why we're not doing it on the cesspool, because this way I have push to talk, so I can just kick back and hold my microphone up. Actually, that's a quick question to the chat, guys. I've tried to fuck around with the sounds. I know that sometimes in the past it's been really quiet. How's everyone coming through at the moment? Are they a bit louder? Like, are you able to hear people, or is sound need to be tweaked a bit more? All right, sweet. So I did something right for once, even if my microphone fucked up at the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah, so Gragnor et al. Bro, you need to set up a push to talk. If you click the cog down the bottom left, go to voice and settings and set a push to talk button, you'll be able to chat in the channel with us.
Or maybe Dragnor's not Dravelhorn and he's got no idea why you dragged him in here.
Quite possibly. I just kidnapped some random person on the Discord.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, so, fuck, I didn't even end up getting to do a birthday roam like I wanted to, because we had all this stuff getting ready to go for the move up. That and the fact that the problem with Out of Passage is just like, or Out of Pass, whatever the fuck we are, drones. It's just, unless you find a nice wormhole or something, it's not like when we were in T5. I can't just give everyone a shit fit Thrasher and jump straight into 1DQ and go YOLO the biggest, shiniest shit we can find and hope to burn it down before we all die.
Mm. Yeah.
And without Cryo YOLOing his Thrasher fleets into T5 and Luke and all the other guys, we have like no T1 shit fit arties on market at the moment. I wasn't even able to fit them. It sucked. You're an indie person, Mav. I saw your... Oh, hey, here's a conversation. What did you guys think of your year in Eve? Did you guys get your
Oh,
videos?
it was sick.
Oh, where do I get it?
It was my first time seeing it, so like, yeah, I thought it was sick. I'm sure people have been playing for like 10 years were like, yeah, the same thing as last year, but yeah, it was pretty cool to see.
I liked your last year's better because last year's gave you the option to pick what stats you wanted to see.
Yeah, mine didn't have like my fleet statistics on it and stuff.
I did,
Like-
and my god, the amount of hours I've spent in fleet, and that was just with my main, was I think it was 1,800 hours in fleet over the last year. Give me a sec. I'll send you a.
I just did mine, and it's the character was not identified as your main character. Please try again with a different character. And it's like, I know who my fucking main character is, cunts.
Well, yeah, push to talk is set. Yes.
Lord Claris, you can't send links if you send it to Kale on Discord, and then he can play it in the chat for you.
Was that the yearandeve.fuzzwork.uk that you just tried to link, Lord Callis? Yeah, I can link that. Yeah, Madeline posted it in the TIS Discord as well. That's the link for your year in Eve, guys. Posted in the channel. I know I've seen some crazy ones, Mav. I think yours was like Mavalia Dongaberry, whatever the fuck your character's name is, and your 68
Right.
ults, and I was like, holy shit.
I had like, I think mine's like 28 ults. Let me have a quick look.
I've got it was like a Kale Eagle's Eye and your one ult.
Hang on, I'm just watching it again.
It's I actually like
Yeah,
it.
28 ults.
Okay, maybe it was one of my guys in my corp and they're 68 ult. I'd hate to see
25.
Suez. I think Suez is sitting on 100.
Jesus Christ. I was honestly surprised at how little ults some people have. Like, yeah.
Pretty crazy the amount of damage. I did as an SC, and because the changes for FCs to get on kill mails for structures. If you guys remember, at the beginning of the war and for like a good 3/4 of it, FCs could not get on structure kills.
Ah,
Because you weren't able to use your target painter on structure, and it was only until like the war was winding down that they changed that. So I didn't actually get on a lot of the kills. So I think my structure, my ISK destruction's only about like 1 trillion instead of like some people's where it's like 4 or 5.
I've seen 9.
Jeez, 9 trillion.
Yeah.
We blew up a lot.
Yeah.
And so many keepstars, so many forts, so many bashes. Oh, and downtime. And Malachi can agree with me here because I know he was on a few of the fleets. The amount of times that we get down to the last quarter of shield, we'd hit downtime, and when downtime was over, it'd be back at 3/4 shield, and we're just like, nope, fuck it, we're going home.
Yeah, classic.
Why did the shield, like, what? Why did it go back up?
Because CCP.
Because it just didn't save?
Yeah, it like, or something, I don't know. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with like a combination of tie-dye and hitting downtime. And it was, there's a few instances.
Yeah, can't you?
Wasn't all the time, but there was just definitely some.
Oh, there
shitty-
was a few times where there wasn't even tie-dye. We were the only ones in system. I had like 150, 160 dudes with me shooting a Fortizar. I think
That fucking sucks.
you guys were off doing something, and we were just shooting the Fortizar as something to do while we were covering you guys in case you needed us. And then downtime hit. You're like, we're done. We're going home. We're like, all right, well, we'll finish this Fortizar. We fucking log back into the game, and it's got 3/4 shield again. And we're like, yeah, now fuck it, we're going home. Someone else can deal with this one. Post it into the FC channel. Hey guys, there's a Fortizar over here, uncontested. Go shoot it for me.
Yeah. I'm just watching my.
It's some good stuff.
I just gotta go back and just make sure that that's total ISK spent across my 18 alts 0.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because he never logs
Is
in.
I'm guessing it's broken.
Total net
it-
ISK gain for the year 145 billion.
It's probably
spent any.
monitor losses. Monitor loss SRP. Oh man, there was some good times during the Delve war. I've got my T-shirt somewhere around here with the test dino. It's got the T's. It was like we invaded Delve, and all I got was this crappy T-shirt from the New Eden Post store. I bloody love it. All right, let me see. I don't know if I can unmute you. Just because I can't. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's something to do with it's to push to talk. If you click the cog. The user settings on Discord, then you go down to voice and video, change it from voice activity to push to talk. It should unmute you. Like I can't unmute you personally. It's just a Discord setting that our Redline set up on the channel. Man, but yeah, no, the Delve was fun. I think out of all the fights and wars I've had so far, it's definitely got to be the most hectic, full-on one.
Yeah, some goon killed me 7 times. I'm gonna
Yeah.
send him complex.
I've got a goon that killed me like 6-7 times as well. Apparently got the last hit on me. I like that it showed you your nemesis, the person that killed you the most. I'm curious.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if anyone got me as a nemesis or anything like.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
How many hours did you spend in a fleet?
1800 on my main alone.
3,595 hours spent in fleet.
Because that's tallying your ults as well, isn't it? Yeah, because mine didn't do my ults. Like, I've got a couple of accounts and they do different things and usually sit in fleets, which would have bumped things up. But it was only pulling the information for Kael, not my other characters.
Yeah, it's strange. I had to do mine under my Titan pilot as as it thought that was my main.
This is why I liked last year's better, because you were able to pick who you wanted, what stats you wanted. You could do each character individually, but I guess maybe the server load was a bit too much for that. Yeah, that's holy 2,000 euros. What the fuck? One of the what? All right, so that test T-shirt that I said that I got from New Eden Post. One of the guys in Test General, if you check it out, Matt, it's saying that it's 2,500 euros for the shirt.
Fucking Redline.
What the fuck, man? It cost me like $40.
Redline. I guess this is the goon way of repaying their war bonds.
A CCP Swift. Yeah, I think I posted that link. That was the Fuzzworks link that I posted earlier, I think. I sent it to Malachi, so you can do it to whatever the heck your FC character's name is. Squid Boy or something, isn't it? What is your FC's character's name? Oh god,
Who are you asking me?
Yeah, you. Yeah.
I under Malachi Asimov.
Oh, no, you've got. Don't you have another one, or is that Star that has a different FC term?
Oh no, there's another person in VDD that also FCs under Flex Chumbucket.
That's the one. Yeah, Flex.
I had a dude from Horde once tell me that I don't think he realised that I was a shit FC and Flex Chumbuck's way more fun to fly with. So it's the same person, dude.
What's your FC turn name at the moment, Mav? Isn't it like
Idiot Feeder?
Idiot Feeder. Oh god, do you remember Cormac had a Cyno called Spy Cyno? That was a Cyno character, and on one of the feed stars, she's like, Cyno's up on a Spy Cyno, and everyone in Command Comp's like, what? It's like, no, the character's name is Spy Cyno. They were told they were never allowed to use that character again for a Cyno. The same
Really?
as...
That's funny.
No. I got one up for that too. Ibn is being told he will be blacklisted if he ever uses his Cyno character, because his character's name is All Supers Jump.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so he's not allowed to, because All Supers Jump. Cyno's off on All Supers Jump, so it's like, oh shit.
That's spicy as fuck.
There's some really good character names out there. Like, oh mate, yeah. Look, I am sorry about that, Dravel or Greg, bar in Discord for some reason. Yeah, it's not working. I apologize, mate. As I said, I would have loved to hear what your opinions are on the issues, like what the major issue facing the game is at the moment. Yeah, like it'll be. There's a lot of issues facing this game. This game isn't perfect, but it's our game, and that's what I love about it.
Oh, that's cute.
But they can definitely take Diva away though. I think that will definitely make the game a lot better.
Yeah.
Hashtag remove Diva. Oh man, Bob Wars. Woo. That's before my time. How long ago back did you start playing Malachi?
I think it was. I used to smoke a lot, and I think it was like 2009, maybe.
What about you, Mav? You're a sweet summer child, aren't you? Last 3 years, I think.
Yeah. I started playing in February.
In February
of this year. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow! And you're a fucking Alliance FC already. Jesus Christ.
No, not yet. I was a Strat FC in Brave though, which is pretty depressing.
Yeah, so that's junior FC level in a test for skill caps. So
Holy fuck! If that's the mapping for Strat FC, what's the mapping for Brave Milder?
skirmish commander. I don't know. Apparently, well, actually, if you look at it, apparently the 2IC mill director in Brave is Test High Command mill director in Test. Sandrin. So
Yeah, true. The Sandrin is a test plant. Oh, yeah.
nah, Skirm's not entry. Skirm used to be our 3rd level up the rung. I think what is it now? It's Corp,
It's Junior FC and Corp
Alliance, and then Strat. Yeah,
Strat.
or Mill Coord. Yeah.
Man, stuff does my head in.
Yeah, well, everyone's got their own hierarchy. Like, what's the hierarchy for NC? Do you guys have hierarchy, or is it just if
Winners
you're more
and
trusted or not?
It's pretty much winners and losers, right?
Your elitism is showing again, Malachi.
It's terrible. But I think it's condensing rather than expanding, which is good. So people are finally clicking on that. Having fucking inordinate number of levels is just morale destroying. So people shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I think
it depends on the
tests
culture.
isn't too bad.
It doesn't depend on the like if your culture is to build more middle management, which is probably exactly what test is all about.
Middle management dino represents.
Yeah, I know, but that's the AIDS right there, right?
Honestly, test structure isn't too bad. Like Corp FC, I wouldn't even consider like a role. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like entry level FC, like Alliance FC, and then Strat FC, right? Like, obviously, there's like mill command. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, but it's like everything runs on DMs, right? At the end of the day, like you have all these,
Yeah.
you spend all this effort fucking building structures and hierarchies in Discord and forums and blah blah blah, and it's like, you know what? There's 3 or 4 guys I like playing this game with, and we DM each other, and then drag Kale along and whoever else we need to get the numbers right. Like it's very rare that those communication channels are actually any use.
We're
It's-
actually.
I think you're 100% spot on.
Well, yeah, most definitely. But we are at least within, and I'm trying to push it. We are actively trying to stop putting things into PMs and start getting them into actual chats, because there's a lot of times where someone's like, "Oh fuck, I can't do this. I've got to go," and all the prep work has been done in PM. So whoever takes over has got no fucking idea what's going on, which is why
The problem. Alright, so the problem with that, I guess, Kale's not gonna be able to respond to this, but like the problem with that is obviously like OPSEC and like segregation, right? Like you don't want like 30 dudes knowing like you need a Sino for an op in
Well,
like
that's
4 hours.
where we've taken a page out of Horde's book and we got the military coordinators now. So everything everything that's going on for an op will get posted into the military coordination for all the strats and mill coords to see. And then if just say you like, okay, I can do this fleet, and then you work it out with like Lucari, and then Lucari will post, okay, this is the time, this is the fleet, this is the Sinos and everything. And then if you go, oh shit, real life, I've got to go, all that information is now in a channel where we can just copy and paste it and send it to the next person who puts their hand up.
So I've not seen this firsthand happen, but I can already see this going wrong, where like Quad has arranged a Sino somewhere and that Sino just isn't fucking in place when you need it. Like,
Well, that's why
because
the
you didn't do it
coords also
firsthand, right?
themselves organize stuff as well. Like the coords will also
Yeah.
have Sinos in position just in case. Like because we
Alright.
learned from the war like where our problem areas lie, and I think a lot of groups have, and we're trying to rectify them. It takes time because you've got a lot of like old guard there who don't like change, and trying to push through the change is difficult. But we're getting there. Sandra and Carmen are making good progress. I know I never thought I'd hear those words coming out of my mouth, but at least in tests we're making progress.
I think Test is seeing a lot of change right now as well.
Okay, so anyway, so Drav has put in where he thinks the issues are. Issue number 1, hacks are the dominant fleet ship. This is simply wrong. I don't think anyone here disagrees with you.
I disagree.
Oh, here we go.
Malachi's a cunt. Don't worry about him.
Something's always going to be the dominant fleet ship, and people are going to hate it.
True.
The only reason hacks are dominant is because of their ability to disengage and their ability to kite. And yeah, like
ADC. Just give everything ADC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Seriously, like you gave MJDs to everything eventually. Just fucking give ADCs to everything as well.
Eva's become Titans Online as expected. I think that's what Scarcity was designed to try to help mitigate. And then following through to the problem 3, which is Scarcity, has made it very hard for smaller organizations to develop and grow. And that is definitely a problem as well. They've tried to nail and make it harder for larger groups like ours, but at the cost of hampering smaller groups. And I personally think that is, I don't like that. It's hard though. Like, I can't think of a way to try to reduce the power creep of large groups without kneecapping smaller groups.
Delete the API. Done.
I definitely think jump a form. I don't know if I think they need to add a different kind of jump fatigue for jump bridges, and it needs to be a little bit smaller and not stack up as high as like capital jump fatigue. But I definitely think they need some form of like jump bridge fatigue or ionization or something like you've got with wormholes. You've jumped through a jump bridge, you've got to wait 3, 4, 5 minutes before you can take a next jump bridge. We got another question.
Freak FX's questions.
Yeah, I was about to say that one. So Freak FX asked in chats, let's say I start as a Corp FC today. How long would it need and what's the requirement to field an alliance level hack fleet in each of your groups? I can answer that one for Tess if you want to do NC dot, or is that a...
I can answer on behalf of everyone if you like.
Yeah, go nuts.
No, you do yours first and I'll answer for everyone else.
Okay, well, in test, our Corp FC level is literally just people in Corps who run ops who sometimes want a bit of help from the Alliance. So to become a DDFC or a junior FC in test, you need a vouch from a skirm or higher. You start off as a junior FC. You've got like a bunch of ships that you're allowed to take out. You're covered by a certain amount of SRP. And we're like, look, go out, generate content, write after action reports so we can see what you've done and see what you realize your mistakes and how you fix them. Also, our coordinators will ping out into a channel and be like, hey, look, Junior FC, we've got this op who wants to go do it, and they'll help you. I know myself and a couple of the other FCs will backseat you. Like, we won't tell you what to do, but we're there to be like, hey, look, you know, this is what I do. You might want to look at this. Okay, there's people over here, because, you know, we've all been that point. We know how stressful it is and how, like, tunnel vision you can get leading your first fleet. So we're happy to hop on and just give a bit of experience because you guys are the next generation. If you show that you are doing well, that you're learning, and you get to a certain point where we're comfortable as higher up FCs to give you that position where we don't think you're just going to warp to a structure at 0 and lose an entire fleet, you'll get your promotion up to Alliance FCs, and that's when you can get your keys to the hack garage. There are obviously situations where as a junior FC you're allowed to take hacks, save fleets, defense fleets, or if you have a skirmish or a strategic FC as your backseat, you're allowed to take hacks. So it's not like we go, oh, you've never flown hacks before, here's the key, go have fun. Like, we'll teach you how to use them. Malachi.
Yeah, I've pinged hacks a few times, like from test for like stuff.
I almost fell asleep there, Carl, and I can't remember which level was the first and second level. Oh dear. I'm going to make it a little bit more simpler for you, Freak. You should go solo. Solo shit until you can remember what every type of ship is and what it does. Like, instantly see it on an overview. Like, that is the core of becoming, in my opinion, a decent FC, is understanding what you're fighting, when you're fighting, what its capabilities are, what its strong points are, and what its weak points are. Once you do that soloing, do it as a Corp FC. Find some friends, have fun, learn what it's like to fly with drunk people and stone people, and
Angry
smart
people.
angry people, slow people, what it's like to fly with Serenity, what it's like to fly with Star. And then the next big step is learning how to be responsible for your friends' ships and the ISK that goes into those ships. So that's essentially what you'll find with, I think, with any alliance level hack fleet FC is that you've demonstrated that you're reliable and you have good decision making skills to not always whelp 256 hacks because it gets very expensive very quickly. So that's kind of the scale you're going through when you're trying to get up to that level is you've got to have good knowledge, good decision making skills, and be responsible.
I think you're spot on there. Like, decision making is probably one of the largest
It's
and most
99%
important like
of it,
FC skills. Yeah.
And it's really like generally it's knowing like, and this is the thing I always like with NC leadership that I always, I don't do the politics, I don't do the other bits, I do, fighting and explosions, and I don't have to pay the bill. And it's my question's always, what's your tolerance to failure here? Because I can tell you if you like before you take a fight, you've got a really good idea of your chances of winning or not. Then to me, it's up to the person who's paying the SRP to go, well, if I take this fight, I've got a 20% chance of winning. Do you want me to take the fight or not? If it's of a strategic value, right?
Yeah. I think one of the other main things, if you want to be an FC or you are an up and coming FC, is you won't win every battle. No one ever does. You will lose. You will whelp your fleet numerous times, and you need to not be discouraged by that. Like Grimacos has said, like you need to take it on board. You need to cop it on the chin. Look at what you did wrong and try to do better next time. And that's how you get better. It's just you look at your mistakes, you look at why you whelped, you make sure that you don't make that mistake again, and you just keep building and you keep building on that and you keep building on that. Like the top FCs of this game, And I'm not going to go through names. I know some people are going to be like, no, they're shit. But throughout the history of EVE, all the top FCs have always whelped fleets, even at their prime, and they just learn from the mistakes and work out how not to do it.
Yeah. I think the big one is know how you're going to know what your exit plan is before you start, right? I think that's the biggest bit of advice for any fight. How do I get out of this situation if I need to?
Yeah. I mean, look, there's situations, just to answer Father Dell's questions, there are situations where everyone will look at you and go, yeah, look, you were fucked. There was no way out of it. And you won't get shit for feeding if you warp the fleet. But there are also situations where they're like, why the fuck did you warp at 0 on the fort when there's a bubble in the fort model? You're an idiot. Like there's always different scenarios, but not every feed is intentional. Sometimes it can't be helped. They drop 3 fleets on you that you weren't expecting and you get destroyed. You're like, well, fuck. Need more scouts.
Yeah, I don't think in NC you ever really get that freedom. It's kind of expected that by the time you're an FC that you know better.
There was a few times during that war, man, where you guys were in a little bit of a spicy situation. Had to get people to come bail you out.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And that's like some of them are hilarious, right? Where I'm like, if you want me to try and do this, like that, what I was saying before, right? The chances of failure are really high, and the consequences are high because you're going to lose everything. People, some people are like, well, you got to try. It's like, sweet.
Yeah,
But that's a whole different, like.
There's so many nuances, hey.
Well, just fighting at that scale and level of consequence, like when you're just going into, like, you're going into a series of events that are so stacked against you, and you're just going, well, at some point I'm just having fun here. I'm going to get a few kills, blah blah blah. I'm going to get bombed going through a gate, whatever. But yeah, that's definitely the pinnacle of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I agree with Father Dells, and I never thought I'd say that twice in a row. Because not getting yelled at because of every feed enables users to try out crazy stuff. Yeah, look, like, you get some people in this game who will go absolutely ballistic, belittle you, abuse you, put you down and call you names because of a simple mistake. And that's not the way to do it. That doesn't bolster our ranks. That doesn't promote growth. That just makes people go, well, fuck this. That made me feel like shit. I never want to do this again. And that's not the way to do it.
There are some really abusive people in this game, and like, yeah, it's not fun engaging with them. But there's also some people who used to be really abusive who are like, you know, developed as people and aren't that bad anymore. So yeah, it's complicated.
I haven't developed at all.
Nah, you're still the same, bro.
I think to Father Dave's point there, to try out crazy stuff, I don't think there is any crazy stuff to try out.
I don't know, man. MJD fucking Abaddons.
Yeah. But you got to, and I think like at the end of the day, as an FC, it's all down to your. If you're losing all the time, your fleet numbers are going to dwindle. So it's all about, it's all social credit, right? That's what you're spending every time you take a fleet out.
Yeah,
sure.
but like, I've had situations where it's like, look, I know, with my Jackdaw fleets during the war, I'd still pull 80 people in them, and I'm like, as soon as they jump in, I'm like, look, we're all gonna fucking die. We're gonna be saving 5 fleets in the process. So if you don't want to do this, then leave now. If you're ready to fucking come through that gate with me and save everyone else, and fucking to Valhalla, shiny and chrome, let's fucking go. And I still pull the numbers.
Yeah, but that's been clear at the start. You've got, I guess I'm talking, there's like FCs out there who are like, yeah, we're going to go and smash everyone.
Oh yeah, you
And
got
never
you got
do,
to you
because
got to be
you
honest.
got to be honest, right?
Yeah. Like, you got to sit there and go, look, guys, we have an opportunity for a fight. We're going to be outnumbered. We're probably all going to die, but we're going to have fun and take out as many wins. And then you've got someone else in that situation who's like, yeah, we're going to absolutely smash them. We're going to come out on top. They're all going to die. And everyone's like, well, we got whelped. What the fuck? Like, be honest, They may not like it, but at least they'll know what they're going into. Also, I hate if I take out a fleet and I'm expecting to win and we get absolutely dumpstered and I lose a bunch of ships. I hate it, man, because those are guys who have jumped in my fleet to fly with me, who trust me to try to get them some content, and who have lost their shit. It makes me feel crap, and it makes me want to do better next time. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like, every time I feed, like, it's fucking horrible feeling knowing that I've just, like, fucked up, like, made people lose this. Like, SRP is great, but it doesn't always cover the entire, like, cost. And, like, at the end of the day, like, you fucked up, you weren't as good as the other FC, you got outplayed, or you made bad decisions, and you lost people's shit because of that.
Yeah, like, if that happens to me personally, if anyone in chat should know, if you've been on my fleet, I'll be like, look, guys, I'm sorry. I fucked up. I should have done this. They did this, and I've messed up. I'll do better next time. Like, I appreciate you guys coming on the fleet. I'm sorry that we fucking died. And it's true. It's not me blowing smoke up their ass. I actually legitimately feel shitty that I've lost these guys their ships, because it's a pain in the ass to make fucking ISK. But I guess that's what SRP is for. It kind of takes the sting off a little bit. It'd suck if you're an initiative with only 25% SRP, but in test, we've got it. We're good. All right, guys. Well, look, we've been going on, yakking on for about 2 hours. We might start winding down. Look, Malachi, Mav, Greg, sorry you couldn't say anything, and Carmen, wherever the fuck you are, probably bashing a pizza. Thanks for hopping on the show. I really appreciate it. You guys help make this, actually help make me generate content for the 2 hours instead of me just talking out my ass.
Are there any shows over Chrissy's, or is it you parking it till?
Let me have a look. Next Saturday. Oh shit. I might do a Christmas show. I don't know. What if people sleep if we wish that one. Guys, what do you think? Would you like to see a Christmas show? Like, would you guys actually hop on and watch? Would you hop on and chat? Because I think Malachi, you've probably got family stuff. Probably Mav as well.
I don't, but I decided I wasn't going to do the show because I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. It's a lot of work.
I'll try to get the vibe, see who I can get on. We may do a Christmas show. It might not be 2 hours. It might just be like a quick show. I might even stream a roam. I'll just, go to Jitter, do an NPSI fleet, and just filament around, see if anyone's interested in that. Or if Eve Down Under does anything, I might stream it. But,
That would be fun.
Look, guys, in the chat, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Also, the 30% of people who will watch this on YouTube are American.
Oh,
so to the American bros, hey, what's up, cunts? I couldn't believe that. 30% of the people who watch the show on YouTube are American, so I thought that was pretty nifty.
I don't have those stats on my show.
I don't. I had to ask Redline. But yeah, look, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for hopping into the chat and just giving us questions to answer. Once again, Malachi, Mav, thanks for hopping on. Same as you, Greg. I might see you next Saturday. I don't know. I'll definitely see you next Tuesday on a Trash Talk Tuesday. Don't forget to check Mav's show out, Trash Talk Thursday, whenever the fuck he decides to actually stream 2000 on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, look, peace out, fly safe, and I'll catch you next time.